Hey guys, welcome to the beautiful nature of Buffalo Reserve Creek. Today I'm going to discuss how you can survive a lockdown.
I'm calling it the end.
Dun, dun, dun.
These are my 5 tips on how to get through a lockdown. Tip number 1 is to be in nature, just like this. What's so good about nature is it allows you to feel very present to the moment. Have you had a lot of these thoughts, these chitter chatter in your mind?
Chatter, chatter, chatter. You never stop talking. Fuck off.
Talking in your mind, this chitter chatter that continues to happen, creates some kind of tension that happens in our bodies. Now, I'm no expert, I'm no scientist, but I believe that this tension can stop us from sleeping. This tension can stop us from eating healthy foods and doing things that we want to do. And it can contribute to creating lots of stress. Now, being in nature allows us to go back to our more primal feelings, our feelings of relaxation. Now, this is anecdotal and this is just my experiences. But step 1, be in nature. Now, step number 2 I have is exercise. I believe if you're in a lockdown situation, when you're stuck in your house and you can only go out for walks, or if you're completely quarantined in your hotel room, I'd advise you to just walk around. Just walk, even on the spot. Do some push-ups, do some bicep curls with a chair. Just do anything to keep yourself active, because staying active under these conditions will help increase endorphins, it will help increase your ability to stay positive, your mental toughness, and putting pressure on yourself is guaranteed to help you getting better sleep at night if you're tired from working out during the day. It really helps you out, keeps your mentality in check. Now, my step number 3 is this, is to eat in a very small calorie deficit, or at least maintenance calories. The reason why I believe that's a very good tip under a lockdown situation is it's going to be very hard for you to be in a surplus and not gain too much fat if you're sitting around not exercising as much. You're going to be more sedentary. I believe the number 1 tip in becoming leaner is a calorie deficit. So I suggest either being in maintenance or in being in a slight calorie deficit during a lockdown situation. Because if you're not getting those 10,000 to 20,000 steps in a day that you usually would, or just regular activity like going to the gym, you're going to be in a situation where you're just going to be sitting down, watching TV, ordering too much takeaway, eating way too much food, and then becoming a fat slob.
Of course I'm no happy. Look at me, I'm a big fat slob.
Now, you don't want that to happen. So what you can do is be in maintenance or be in a slight calorie deficit. How do you do that? Well, you can use an app such as MyFitnessPal. MyFitnessPal helps you track the foods you're eating. Now, if you're getting takeaway, it's going to be harder to track. But here's my other suggestion. Order foods like salads or foods that are known to be lower in calories. If you can do that, that might help a little bit. Obviously, if you can do enough exercise in your house, you might have a home gym on a treadmill. Do as much cardio on that treadmill as much as possible. That'll really help keep your mentality in shape. Now, tip number 4 is, you guessed it, be more grateful. I suggest you get a notebook and write a list of things you're grateful for. Why? Well, because your mentality won't be in tip-top shape. You'll feel extremely lethargic, and you feel like there's options are less in your life. You'll feel way more outside of your comfort zone because you're inside, your home, your house, way too much. If you can't be out in nature because you're quarantined, say, and you're just inside your house, you're just going to be boxed in. You're going to feel claustrophobic. You're going to feel this little niggling stress of not being able to fully do everything you were able to do before. So, here comes a gratitude list. What the gratitude list allows you to do is to take note and to really understand that there are good things happening in your life. I believe there are good things happening in your life. For one thing, your heart is still beating in your chest. This is providing you your life. Your brain, your neurons in your brain are still working. Your lungs are helping you breathe. Just breathe, you know? Your family, if you have a family around, are still there. You can contact them. If you can FaceTime a friend, if you don't have any family members, you can let them know what you're grateful for. What I do is I write a list of things that I'm grateful for on my phone. Whenever I'm in a bad mood, I'll just write maybe 5 things. I could just say I'm grateful for my lungs, I'm grateful for my heart, I'm grateful for one loved one, my mom, I'm grateful for my dog, I'm grateful for just the ability to make a video like this today. Anything. Write things you're grateful for. It will slowly start to change your mentality, to gear you towards looking at the bright side of life rather than the low side of life. So my final tip of the day is, I believe, the number one tip that I can give to you. It is to meditate. Now, I've been gearing up towards it. I mean, the first 4 of them have a bit of mindfulness involved, but what I mean by meditate is to do a mindful kind of exercise or anything. Whether it is focusing on your breathing, whether it is to guided meditation online, there's a lot of guided meditation, or to read a book. I suggest The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. That's a very good book. Anything that allows you to feel more present to the moment, allows you to feel more grateful, like I said in the last tip. Anything that makes you feel better can be a form of meditation, in my opinion, even if it is just as subtle as going for a walk outside, or like I said before, being in nature. Anything that makes you feel slightly better, do. And I think as long as it's good for you, to do it as often as possible. For myself, I tend to use Audible, the app, and I have Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now, and practicing The Power of Now. I'll put my earphones in and I'll listen for approximately 15 minutes. And some days, I will just sit down there anywhere and just breathe. And this allows you to become more present. But I suggest, if you can't meditate, find your own method to meditate, or mindfulness. These are my 5 tips to survive a lockdown or a quarantine. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and this is all for entertainment purposes only.